Hello, my name is Brian, and this is my Monte Carlo simulation. So my AI prompt, which I asked ChatGPT, was to give me a recommendation for a spreadsheet model relevant to a finance major, which is part of my major. I am an accounting and finance major that I can use to create a Monte Carlo simulation that will randomize two of the inputs of the model using two different distributions. I asked it to give me specific variables. And the inputs that they gave me were the following: initial investment, mean annual return, standard deviation of return, most likely annual volatility, years, and number of simulations. And here they are, which were 100,000 in the starting portfolio or the initial investment, 8% mean annual return, 3% standard deviation of return, and then for volatility, they gave me 10% minimum and 30% max volatility, which in a uniform distribution. Excuse me. And the time horizon 5%, 5 years, and then 5,000 trials. After this, this is the return on investment, which for volatility I used um the formula for a uniform distribution, which would be the minimum volatility plus the max volatility minus the minimum times a randomized number. And then for annual return, I used a normal distribution formula for them to give me a random number times the mean, which is 8%, and standard deviation, which is 3%. And the portfolio value would be 103,000 in this case. And this is the formula I use, B2, which would be initial investment times the product of 1 plus annual return. And then here I used a one-way data table to run the 5,000 trials, if you can see here, right? And here, and I use the portfolio value here. And the key is, as I saw in one of the videos, to use an empty cell. That's the way to get the correct answer after multiple trials. This is how I found that it worked for me. And this is the summary of the statistics, right? So basically, I this is what I got from the one-way data table and what the the histogram and the box plot is using, which in this case the histogram has uses this 5,000, right? And it gives me a mean of 108,000. This is the formula that I use. Standard deviation. This is it. The max minimum of which is coming from the one-way data table, and then the median, which is what was used to make this box plot, which I'm gonna see if I can change it so it looks better. Okay, so no, and I know it doesn't look that well right now, but this is the box plot, which is using these three, right? Okay, so my conclusion is that this is one way so I can show a client or an investor how their investment could possibly increase or be affected by different um and random numbers or random things that could happen. So this is possible change. We can show possible changes in their investment and how it could be affected by many different things. This is, as you can see in the 5,000 simulation, it's very detailed. So thank you and have a great day.